Climate change is one of the most significant global challenges facing humanity in the 21st century. It is not just an environmental, but also a geopolitical and security issue. In this video, we will explore the impact of climate change on geopolitics and global security, and the urgent need to take action to mitigate its effects. Climate change is caused by the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, primarily from human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The consequences of this are already visible around the world. Scientific studies have shown that the Earth's temperature is rising at an unprecedented rate, with the last 4 years being the hottest ever recorded. This has led to a range of impacts, including the melting of ice caps, rising sea levels, and more frequent extreme weather events. The impacts of climate change are not evenly distributed around the world. Some regions are more vulnerable to the effects of climate change than others, and many of the countries that will be most affected are those that have contributed least to the problem. Low-lying island states, coastal regions, and arid regions are particularly vulnerable to sea level rise, flooding, and drought. The World Bank estimates that by 2050, 143 million people in sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Latin America could be forced to move due to climate change impacts. In addition, the most vulnerable countries are often those with the least resources and infrastructure to adapt to the impacts of climate change. In many cases, these are developing countries that are already struggling with poverty, inequality, and conflict. Climate change is exacerbating existing vulnerabilities and contributing to political instability and social unrest in many parts of the world. The impacts of climate change have significant geopolitical and security implications. Climate change is a threat multiplier that can exacerbate existing tensions and contribute to conflict. The competition for scarce resources, such as water and food, could lead to disputes and even violent conflict. For example, the civil war in Syria was partially driven by a severe drought that led to the displacement of millions of people. Climate change could also have significant impacts on global security. The melting of ice caps in the Arctic is creating new shipping routes and access to previously inaccessible natural resources such as oil and gas. This has led to increased competition among countries, particularly between Russia and the United States, and could potentially lead to conflict over resource control. Solutions to climate change. To mitigate the impacts of climate change on geopolitics and global security, we need to take urgent action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and build resilience to the impacts of climate change. This includes transitioning to renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power, and phasing out the use of fossil fuels, implementing policies and regulations to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from industries such as transportation, manufacturing, and agriculture. Building infrastructure and systems that can adapt to the impacts of climate change, such as seawalls, drought-resistant crops, and water management systems. Supporting developing countries to build resilience to the impacts of climate change and transition to low-carbon development pathways. In conclusion, the impact of climate change on geopolitics and global security is a complex and urgent issue that requires immediate action. Climate change is already causing significant impacts around the world, and the most vulnerable countries are often those that have contributed least to the problem. To address this challenge, we need to work together as a global community to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and build resilience to the impacts of climate change. By taking action now, we can help to create a more sustainable and secure world for future generations. Thank you for watching. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.